Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new thing I am testing out. Um, it is, I guess, a thing where I just discuss news and I play a game on stream. Um, I guess we should get started. So I am your host, Knuckles87. This is a Sonic Stadium stream, obviously. So the first order of business, I guess, I want to discuss today is what's on the screen right now in the bottom corner there, which I'm going to be using that to indicate my topic. The Sonic X DC partnership, which it occurs to me I think is actually DC X Sonic, but whatever. We're a Sonic site. Sonic goes first. Um, so I can I can have some difficulties discussing stuff while I play games, but I'm doing this because I'm pretty sure I can manage it. So I do just need to finish up something on the Twitter real quick. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it in between things. So that Sonic X Shadow partnership kind of came out of that Shadow Batman animation kind of came out of nowhere, huh? um, it is so weird the kinds of partnerships that that Sega is finding for their Blue Hedgehog. Now I keep missing those wisps. Now, like I used to hit them every single time, but lately I guess keep missing things. It's like I used to be so much better at this game 15 years ago. It's annoying, but anyway, 14 years ago. But like this is definitely probably like the biggest partnership Sega has done for the West. Like I'm sure that probably some of the partnerships they've done in Japan have probably been like very big, at least for Japan, but unless it's something like Dragon Ball, like I'm not going to have the same frame of reference that a Japanese person might have. Like I don't care about. I think she's called Kurome, that VTuber thing. I don't care about that. Although I doubt she's bigger than Batman, but regardless, like I don't know. I'm not Japanese. So like, but at the very least, in terms of Western partnerships. This is like the biggest thing Sega has done easily, and it does make me wonder, like, is this like a genuinely like big partnership where they're going to be doing lots of things? Or is this just going to be like, I don't know, some t-shirts and maybe like a thermos? Like, I'm so used to Sonic stuff just kind of being a merchandising opportunity for Sega at this point. Because that is what they have been doing very well with Sonic these days. Like, regardless of what you might think of the games, Sega has been very good at sticking Sonic on product. Now, of course, I have been enjoying the games. I'm playing one right now, obviously. Although one that was modded, by Bluwolfblitz. I'm playing the Sonic Re-Rainbow mod. I realize I technically don't have that listed anywhere because I focus all of my labeling on the news and discussion bits. But yeah, this is a mod. That's why it might be looking better than you're used to. A big reduction in bloom and all that. Okay, now then, I do need to send a quick tweet on my personal account. Let my followers know that I'm doing this. Okay. Now I need to... Actually, I'm not even looking at Twitch right now. I need to make sure that things are going well over there. Let's see. Muted. Okay. 20 minutes? I didn't think I've been running the stream for that long. 5 minutes. Huh. That's weird. Well, anyway. Okay. So, let's play some Starlight Carnival. I specifically, when I was playing through this last night on my silent Sonic Colors stream, which was kind of just an excuse to test my setup, I specifically saved this for this particular thing because this is a little more automated, so I can talk a little more easily while things are ongoing. But boy, is this gorgeous. So, like, obviously what I want from this is I at least want a comic book. I want a comic book out of this DCX Sonic partnership. You know, because one of the big things that I've been wanting out of IDW for years has been a crossover of some kind. Like, obviously, I was thinking, hey, you know, a crossover with Transformers, or a crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But, hey, you know what? I will take a crossover with DC. That is cool. Like, oh, darn. Like, I don't know what kind of crossover we're talking about here. Tails, put me down. Right. I'm in Sonic Colors mode right now. I'm hitting the wrong button to homing attack. Okay. Anyway, but like, you know, I'm kind of wondering like what kind of form that would even take. Like, will Sonic characters just like replace the DC cast, or will they appear alongside the DC cast? Is a version of Shadow going to be like joining a version of the Bat Family or something? Like, I don't know. Like, there are some definite possibilities here. I am not used to how clingy Sonic is to walls in this. Is that like a thing that that like Bluwolfblitz added in the mod, or am I just forgetting how that stuff worked? Okay, darn it. Okay, how do I get through? Oh, wait, what? Why is it? Oh, dummy. Right. Man, I'm used to be... I know he decreased... I know the Bluwolfblitz did decrease the brightness here, but I guess cannot... is maybe a little overcorrected, if I'm being honest. Because I completely forgot that little hole was there, and I could not see it. I might have to like manually adjust the lighting and settings or something. Anyway, and of course, like then it begs the question, like, okay, we've got Shadow Batman, which like I am wondering, like, are we calling him Shadow Batman or like Bat Hog? How does that whole deal work? Bat Ultimate Life Form, but anyway, like, so, okay, so like Shadow's Batman or Batman stand-in or whatever. So like, who is everyone else gonna be? Like, is Sonic gonna be the Flash or Superman? Is Rouge gonna be Batgirl? That seems like the obvious one, you know, like Shadow's Batman, Rouge is literally a bat. Why wouldn't you make her Batgirl? Like that just seems like a thing you'd do. Omega, I kind of like, I was kind of like writing up a little list that I might post in Sonic Stadium, and I was like, you know, I want just gonna make Omega Alfred. I'm gonna keep him in the Bat family, but no, like Omega could be like, I guess, Red Tornado. You know, one of the lesser, but still like actually a robot DC characters. But then we have Sonic. And Sonic, he could either be the Flash or Superman. And I feel like it kind of has to be Superman. Because, like, Superman, man, he's like kind of the de facto mascot for DC. You know, like, you know, Batman, he's pretty big. And the Flash, he has become fairly popular. But, like, oh, darn it. But, like, you know, like, Flash is definitely, like, one of the big ones for DC, but when it comes to superheroes overall, he's not on the same level as Wonder Woman or Batman or Superman or, like, Spider-Man, which I think is probably the only DC character you can inarguably stick on a superhero Mount Rushmore or whatever you want to call it. The big five, is there like an official name or what for the big superheroes? But like, yeah, like Flash is big, but he's like Green Lantern big, if I'm being honest. You know? Oh, okay. I forgot how that worked. But in case it's not obvious, it's been a while since I've really played this game. But anyway. So okay, so like, I guess Sonic should be Superman, and Amy should be Wonder Woman, obviously. I think when it comes to the Flash, you could probably oh hell, man, you could probably stick Espio in that role. Like, he's fast. You know, like, here's the thing about Superman is that, like, Superman is fast. He is fast. Like, he just doesn't have the Speed Force. So, you could reasonably just kind of make Sonic Superman and still keep the speed aspect. I mean, I'll be okay. Superman flies, Sonic doesn't. So there is that. You know, you could make Knuckles Superman, because Knuckles is strong, he can glide, he's also pretty big, but I don't know, like, I'm a big fan of Knuckles, but having him be the stand-in for Superman just doesn't feel right. But then, like, man, who would Knuckles even be? Like, man, I don't know. Hawkman? He could be Hawkman. I mean, sure, like, chances are, unless you're a comic book fan, you don't know who Hawkman is, but I don't know. Like, it is going to be interesting. I get the feeling that whatever they end up doing, people are going to disagree with which characters is used for what. But I guess going back to, oh, dang it. But I guess going back to Tails, put me down. Gosh darn it. There needs to be a way to skip that animation. I don't think there is. I don't, but anyway. Oh. But, like, so, I guess in terms of the comics, what I would personally prefer is the DC characters being alongside the Sonic cast in some capacity. Like, one thing that I know DC will often do is they'll, like, make a special continuity for the crossover. Like, you know, with Ninja Turtles and Batman, it had its own crossover where a whole bunch of Batman villains got, like, murked in that. And something happened to Shredder. I think did he die or did he just get transformed? I forget. But, like, you know, certainly, like, it kind of did exist in its own little continuity where you could do things you can't do in the main book. And I could see that working for a Sonic thing. But given that we have Shadow literally just like as Batman, that does make me think that we're just gonna be getting just like Sonic characters in superhero roles, which is kind of less interesting to me, I guess. You know, that's technically still a crossover, but it's the kind of crossover that I would definitely care less about. So, I don't know. I hope they don't go that route now that I think about it. But that does at least seem like a reasonable place they could go. Oh, okay. I can't get up there. Now I can. Okay. Um... But I'm not sure there's much else I can really talk about with this. Okay. Oh. But I guess, well, so I guess we should probably like talk about what I think this partnership is actually going to be about. Which, if I had to guess, if I had to give my completely cynical position, which, for the record, I'm not normally a cynical person, but like, when it comes to specific things like this, I am very openly cynical because it's just the Sonic brand exists in a certain place now that I've just kind of accepted. And by and large, I do think that this is probably just going to be like just like a merch line. That is my expectation, where it's like we will get shirts of. Why can't I? What's going on? Oh no! Oh no! The heck? My controller. Oh, okay. So my controller briefly was having a very bad like lag. I don't know where that was coming from. But anyway, so my expectation is that it's just gonna be like a merch line, where it's gonna be like shirts and again, like I mentioned earlier, like thermoses, you know, shoes, stuff like that, where it's just like, you know, Sonic mixed with some like some DC iconography and branding. That is my personal expectation. Now, certainly the furthest they could go with this, which of course naturally to me would be the coolest direction they could go with this, is with like a proper like animated movie done by Warner Brothers, you know, like again like the TMNT Batman crossover, like, you know, do that, get like DC iconography, get like DC costumes in the games, you know, like we get like limited edition like Sonic DC skins in Sonic Forces, Sonic Rumble, Sonic Shadow Generations. That the whole name? Yeah, Sonic X Shadow Generations. You know, like that is like certainly the coolest place they could take it. But I'm thinking like what I'm most expecting is just merch, where I think we could reasonably stretch that to, and boy, it looked nice. I need to restart this. Let me just. Huh. You know, I think that's not completely fixed yet. I think it still works. It definitely looks better. But, because that has, like, been broken since launch. So I'm sure that eventually Bluwolfblitz is gonna fix that fully, but it's at least looking better. Okay. Oops. Oh. Dang it. Anyway, so like my low expectation is just some merch. My medium expectation is a one-shot or mini-series comic book, but where I'm really hoping they take it is just like a full-on partnership. You know, just bring it on. Get Sonic in a whole bunch of games, preferably get that DC stuff in a whole bunch of Sonic games. Please, Sega, do not make anyone on Sonic Stadium staff play whatever mobile game DC has. Like, Suicide Squad I would find modestly more acceptable, but I'm pretty sure that game's dead. But, you know, like... But so that is, like, definitely the best place they could take it. But what's important is, at the very least, you know, this is not just a... This is not just a little animation being done for Batman Day. There's definitely more to this, at the very least. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. That was close. No! And then I died. Okay, so... I do feel like I'm at the end of that topic. So... This is my first time doing this, so I'm working this out as I go. But what I have to do now is I want to change topics, and to do that, I want to change the note at the bottom. So to do this, I do have to step away from the game for just a second. And okay, so the next one, oh yeah. It is that Funko Pop. Okay, so I'm not normally going to talk about Funko Pops on here because Funko Pops are ugly and I hate them, and they are a blight on things and capitalism discourse here, you know. Stuff like that. But like every now and then, like I have to talk about Funko. Oh, oops. Oh right. Need to do one more thing. Property. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now then, but like, okay, so where was I? Knuckles Funko Pops. Oh, dang it! I am having trouble. Like, I switched some of the controls on this to try to make it more comfortable for me, and every now and then, like, my brain just defaults to, okay, so this is how Sonic Colors plays. This is how Sonic Generations plays. This is how Dream Team played. But very, very frustrating. I do hope Sega starts like standardizing the boost controls with Sonic Shadow Generations. But anyway, so the Metal Knuckles Funko Pop. It is interesting to me. Like, this is, I'm pretty sure, the first merch we've gotten of this character, if you know, if you want to call it a character. Oh, whoops. Uh-oh. No. Ah, dang it. But this is the first merch we've ever gotten for Metal Knuckles, and like that's not surprising because like I think before Sonic Sonic Superstars, the only game he ever appeared in was Sonic R. Oh, dang it. Like, he never popped up in, like, any games before or after that. It was just Sonic R. Like, technically, the resurrection for him was, that IDW Classic Sonic issue. Like, that was, I'm pretty sure that was the first time. Well, wait, no. Metal Knuckles was also, a version of Metal Knuckles was in Archie. I don't remember if it was quite the same design, but I'm pretty sure it was at least close enough. Uh-oh. Yes, okay. But, like, you know, this is... So, like, as, of course, a fan of obscure characters and Knuckles, and also as just someone who just likes how Metal Knuckles looks. I've always liked how he looks. I've always thought he was cool. This is pretty cool to me. And I'm frustrated that this is being done as as a freaking Funko Pop. Like, my god, why can't we get, like, Jack specific? Come on, Sega. Like, you have Jack specific. Like, come on, just make me Mel Knuckles toy. Ah, dang it. I'm begging you, please. I'm glad you can do this all day, Tails, because you're gonna be doing it all day. Because I'm dying a lot. Okay, I'm not gonna get fancy. And then I die. I'm not gonna get fancy. I'm just going to get to the end. That's not fancy. That thing was on my way. And here's the thing about Funko Pops is that, like, what I mostly hate about them is their soulless black eyes. But Metal Knuckles actually, like, he has green irises. Like, oddly enough, like, Funko Pops for Sonic do generally look a bit better than the Funko Pops of basically any other character. Because, you know, like, Sonic characters just had black eyes for a whole decade, and that's still how their classic designs look, so it's not completely off-putting, you know? It's not completely soulless. And so, like, a Metal Knuckles Funko Pop is genuinely just kind of tempting for me. Because it doesn't look as hideous as your typical Funko Pop. Of course, this is going to depend partially on whether or not this damn thing is even, like, regularly available. Why am I not seeing... Did I just get knocked off screen and then not die immediately, or could I just not see him? I admit, one thing about the lack of bloom is that I'm having more difficulties following Sonic than I normally do on here. I don't know. Like, this is undoubtedly a much better looking game. I really enjoy the work Bluwolfblitz put into the Sonic model. You know, like just getting the Sonic Generations model in here. He looks great. Like, such a massive upgrade. I do appreciate it. But I should probably mess with the brightness settings next time before I play this again. Anyway, that does kind of make me wonder what the limits are for Funko Pops, though. Like, that was all me. Like, are we getting a Tails doll Funko Pop? If we get a Tails doll Funko Pop, am I going to buy the Tails doll Funko Pop? I don't know. This is a strange feeling for me because, like I said, I normally hate these freaking things. I hate those things back when they were popular. You know, it's not just me being all like, man, I've heard too much about Funko Pops. I hate them now. I wish they could just go away. No, I've always hated those things. I never understood the appeal because they're so goddamn ugly. But, man, like, this one's tempting. And the Tails doll also would be tempting. Although, again, like, when it comes to a Tails doll, you know what would be cooler than a Tails doll would be... A Tails doll Funko Pop would be a Tails doll. Like, we have, like, a whole line of Sonic plushies from Great Eastern Entertainment. If I want to see a Tails doll from anyone, it should be them, you know? But goddamn it, you know what? I would probably be at least tempted by one from Funko, which it's something I guess I kind of hate about myself in this very moment. The fact that I'm even contemplating this right now, I hate that. But nevertheless, I'm being true to my feelings. Oh. I really just want to beat this right now. Alright. Now, of course, we haven't even seen... Oh, wait! Oh, I thought there was a platform under there. Oh, thank goodness. Ah. Okay. A D. Thank God they removed the Sonic Unleashed low grade music, because that would be playing a lot tonight. And for the record, since I notice I do have a couple people on stream, if you do want to like ask me any questions about the news or otherwise engage in a conversation, you are welcome to. And this also goes for anyone who like listens to this on YouTube is all like, I might subscribe to the Sonic Stadium Twitch and tune into one of these if I do another one of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on the discussion to the final topic, which is going to be the latest IDW issue, which that was 73, right? Pretty sure that was 73. Okay. I'm sure that GX would be criticizing me right now. Like, oh, look at you stopping the entire stream for this. You know, you'd probably be proposing something else. But gosh darn, this is how I want to use it. This is how I want to use this message thingy that he made for me. Yeah, GX did make this for me, by the way. Okay. Let's play a different level. I admit, I kind of thought I'd be moving faster than I am. Let's go back to the first one. Let's do this one. So IDW 73. I have to say I have been critical of IDW for a long time at this point on Twitter and Sonic Talk for a couple years now. Like, I started out pretty positive, but like that positivity early on came from an expectation that eventually IDW start doing things that I would expect from a comic book, such as developing a world and, you know, giving me locations to get attached to, and having things feeling like they are progressing in some way because this is a serialized comic book. And serialization really only works when there is a sense of progress. And what's been frustrating me about IDW is that for most of its run, it's felt like it's just been spinning its wheels. And that is something that became apparent to me with the Metal Virus arc, where we had this massive world-shattering event, and instead of like dealing with the aftermath of that, it just kind of felt like it all got swept under the rug in an arc that like barely felt like it dealt with any of the potential implications of what you would think a virus like this would bring. Like, even in a child-friendly comic book, like, there were things that they could have done that they just sort of didn't, in terms of just like, I figured there'd be like, you know, there'd be rebuilding at the very least, but the world just kind of went back to what it was. And I realized that, hey, a major reason for that was because instead of like building up a world to be destroyed and be rebuilt, they just went straight into the Metal Virus arc right off, right after like the whole Metal Sonic thing, which was kind of just IDW Sonic getting its feet wet to me. That you know, that's what it felt like to me. But anyway, so that has of course just been my issue, where it just feels like the comic is mostly just spinning its wheels, and none of the characters are really going anywhere or doing anything. And kind of the sole exception to that for the longest time has been, you know, hey, remember when Starline like went through this whole character arc and then died at the end? And I was all like, wow, that is what this comic book has been missing. I hope this is leading up to something. And then it just kind of felt like the comic book just started spinning its wheels again. And like with Clutch, when they introduced the current arc some time ago with Clutch, it felt like they were indeed starting to set something up, but I was getting to a point where I was not really trusting the comic book anymore as something that would be willing to shake things up, you know, do a big change, you know, have consequences to actions. Um, but the further we get into this current arc, the clean sweepstakes arc or whatever we're calling it, the more it feels like it is indeed building up to something, and the more it feels like, yes, there is going to be an aftermath and implications for this, and maybe even some growth for the original cast. Like, for the record, like, I'm not expecting much from the game cast. Like, they have to remain immutable. That's just the nature of licensed of a licensed medium. The characters in it cannot change. The most they can really do is give you the illusion of change, or they can go through circular character arcs. You know, that is a thing that, to go back to DC, that's the thing that DC does, and American comic books in general do, where they will go through these circular character arcs, where they will have this big change to the status quo, that like, you know, the characters are going through this major alteration in their lives, and then after a couple of years, you know, it all gets undone, things go back to the status quo, and then they do it again. Like, it is very rare for American comic books to put their characters through any, like, long-term, permanent changes. Even though, like, comic books are technically the source material for this stuff. And that's because, like, these characters are like, in the comic books, are still, like, the comic books are still secondary for these characters. You know, the comic books, like, have to, like, represent the character, what the characters are as a brand. So, like, even though comic books will tend to do some really weird things, they still are just often beholden to the status quo that the public knows, even though, like, most of the public doesn't even read them, because no one reads American comic books, which, you know, including IDW. Like IDW, I'm sure that probably sells very well as an American comic book, but I guarantee that, like, way more people play the games or watched Sonic Prime. But anyway, yeah. So, you know, that's the most you can really do with a character like Sonic. You know, is like the illusion of a character arc or a circular character arc. And by and large, like, Sega isn't even willing to do those things anymore, which, again, I'm okay with, just because of the nature of the character. Like, it's kind of impressive that Archie managed to do as much as it did with Sonic. And I think that's mostly because for a long time, like, frankly, Archie Sonic was not written well. And Ian Flynn kind of got to put him through some character arcs fixing that. You know, and bringing him more in line with the games. So, but what I really want from IDW is I want its more original elements to be more serialized, to be able to do long-term changes. And I'm kind of hoping that that is what we're looking at right now, because it seems like Clutch is doing some major plan. And, like, I don't know, like, if this doesn't lead to anything, if things just go back to things as they were 20 issues ago, that would be very disappointing. But I just don't see how they could at this point. So with the current arc, with the current issue, the current issue is, like, all about kind of bringing the clean sweepstakes arc to its climax. And so with that, we have Clutch kind of just be more open about his takeover. Like, you know, Jewel has finally realized something's up. Clutch has armed the weapons on the Restoration's vehicle. He has used his security to take over the. I forget what the Restoration vehicle's called, but he's used his security forces to take it over, and he's essentially taken over the entire Restoration operation, which has been his entire goal with the current with what he's been doing over the past couple of years in the comic. And so, like, that's coming to a head. Like, on top of that, like, you know, everyone who's found out about what Clean Sweep is doing, like the Chaotix, you know, they've been found by Amy, Tails, and man, how am I forgetting her name? The wooden puppet girl. Sorry. I guarantee I normally do remember her. Belle. So, you know, that's coming to a head. You know, and Clutch is about to throw down with them now, which I'm looking forward to, because we have not really seen too much of what Clutch can really do. Like, I think we got a bit of that in that Chateau arc, but, you know, I think he mostly just activated some robots and got away, though. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. And finally, Sonic has been unmasked as the Phantom Rider. Now, I'm not expecting, like, this to lead to, say, Lanolin no longer trusting Sonic. You know, I'm not expecting Sonic to suffer any kind of negative consequences from being the Phantom Rider. I'm expecting everyone to just kind of understand what he was doing and why, because, you know, that's just what IDW tends to do. And maybe I'm wrong there, but I am expecting Sonic to like still be looked at as a hero by everyone, not go through any kind of, you know, is Sonic gonna lose the trust of the people for a little bit arc? It's not gonna be anything like that. But regardless, like, it does look like things are moving, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where things going. I feel like this is the first time I've felt like that since like issue 50. So that is exciting. And I'm really wondering, like, okay, are they like going to destroy the Restoration? Like, is this going to lead to the Restoration being essentially written out of the comic book, at least for a while? Because, of course, there was that that Tails tube that is supposed to take place after Frontiers, where it's still around. But I forget if the Tails tube is like hard canon. Like, it's definitely written to be hard canon. But, you know, that can change on a whim. Like, you know, it could just be, oh, hey, like, you know, yeah, no, that one takes place before Frontiers or something. And, of course, then it could be like Sonic Prime canon, where it's canon, but, you know, you can just kind of place it where you want. So it could be something like that. Who knows? We'll find out soon, I suppose. But I personally would not mind the Restoration getting destroyed, even though I like it, and it's placed in the story, like, because again, like, it would feel like everything that Clutch has been working towards, he actually accomplished something. He actually took something, and it would be really cool if, okay, the Restoration has been taken over by Clutch, and maybe certain characters like Lanolin, who were like super by the book, you know, maybe they're like, oh, I guess I'll work for Clutch now. Like, I don't know. Like, I actually don't even know what the implications for this would be, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not entirely sure why Clutch wants the Restoration beyond the fact that they do muscle in on his business, which is which is like, recovering and recycling Eggman tech, except they do it for free, whereas he does it for whatever passes for compensation in Sonic's world. Because Ian Flynn said recently still that like money doesn't exist in Sonic's world, so I don't know. So like like it'd be cool, like I don't know, maybe maybe it's gonna take a few arcs to get the restoration back and defeat Clutch, and like there's gonna be a whole thing with him that's going to lead to like him being defeated long term. Who knows? I don't know, but something like that would be really cool. Something like that would be the kind of storyline I've been wanting from IDW for years. Now, if they could, like, just toss in some characters losing their faith in Sonic being a hero, on top of that, like Lanolin, oh my god, that would make people hate her so much. No, oh, but I would enjoy that. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I would like that. Like, just have Sonic just briefly lose the faith of the people. I would love that. And he has to, like, I don't know, earn a... Well, I mean, I guess, well, the question is, like, okay, if Sonic were to lose the people, like, who would get the hero status? Would it be Surge? I don't know. Like, that's like, that would be genuinely interesting if, like, Surge kind of got some of Sonic's hero worship, which... at his expense. And like in order for Sonic to get it back, he has to sort of destroy that for her. That would be genuinely tragic, because she clearly does like the hero thing, like she's already gotten a taste for it. And like now my expectation is that she's gonna lose that by the end of this arc, But if they were to play the long game with that, I would definitely enjoy that. But yeah, like I have been really enjoying this arc. This was a really good issue. I'm really looking forward to seeing where they take things. And one important thing, that kind of has me hopeful is that. The next, the issue 76, the solicitation, does specifically mention the aftermath of Clutch's attack or whatever. I forget what was the exact term they used. So my guess is that Clutch is definitely going to destroy something. And certainly, like, that would definitely, if he were actually at least destroy the restoration, that would like... even temporarily, that'd be really good for his villain cred. Like, the first Sonic villain outside of Eggman to actually succeed at something. That'd be awesome. In any case, that's all I really wanted to discuss today. So, thank you for joining me. I don't know if I'm gonna do more of these. But so far, like, I don't know, I'm having fun. I was able to talk the whole way through it, albeit while playing this game very badly. And thank you, Bluwolfblitz, for making this mod. I don't know when I'm gonna do this again, or if I'm gonna do this again, but. If you just subscribe to Twitch and it'll tell you when I'm doing it. Or head to our YouTube, because I am going to upload these to YouTube when I do them. Hi YouTube, thank you for listening. Once this gets sent over there. So I was your host, Knuckles87. And until next time, I'm signing off. Goodbye.